So, Ben, we're not that I want to get into the habit of counting episodes, but we're actually on episode 3. That's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah. So...
Absolutely wonderful. I just hope with everything that's going on in the Middle East at the moment that we'll be around to do the 4th. I'm certainly not going to be, trying to dig a hole and buying tins of beans and all that kind of stuff.
I mean, I don't mind a tin of beans, but no, I won't be digging a hole. These seem like quite big themes, bigger perhaps than a secondary educational podcast should.
Yeah, but never let it said that all we can talk about is education.
I mean, I'm not even sure we've managed that yet.
I'm sure there'd be plenty of purists who'd say we haven't touched on it.
I don't think we have, and I'm not sure we're going to manage it today, but we can only try.
Well, look, it's a work in progress.
So, shall we begin?
Let's begin.
Welcome to Ben and James Could Do Better, an educational podcast that is simultaneously secondary to all and secondary to none. As ever, before we begin, it's important that we do a quick register. Ben.
Amma.
I recall that well. Now, we haven't checked if the other person is here, so I'm just going to quickly do this. A little bit of a dad joke here. I'm sure you'll appreciate it. James?
That is a dad joke.
Isn't it a dad joke? Because I'm James. Of course I'm here. I'm here.
You're there.
Right. Anyway.
And Amma, for those who don't realise, is here or present in Welsh.
Yes, because we've not touched upon this. You've touched upon your Welsh origins.
Well, I haven't said really. Born in Newport, Casnewydd, and brought up in Cardiff, Caerdydd.
As I say, you merely touched upon it in previous episodes, but I think referencing your primary school at one point.
I did, yes.
Which was obviously a Welsh primary school. But no, we've not touched upon the fact that even though we are both based currently in the Berkshire town of Reading, we both hail from South Wales.
It's never quite made it to city, is it? I don't know.
That's a sore point.
Is it?
It's a sore point. We can't.
No, I don't want to. I don't want to alienate.
Let's not anger the Reading.
Our 2 fans in Reading.
They won't like that. No, don't. You stay away from the city status.
Right. Okay.
Right. Anyway,
sorry about that.
Anyway, Ben, it's fair to say we're both qualified teachers.
Yes,
which is one of the things that gives this podcast a level of gravitas, I feel.
Although linking back to last time, you do actually have to be qualified in secondary or primary.
You do.
You can't just do a general teaching.
I'm glad you clarified that for our listeners. And I'm a qualified secondary teacher, as are you.
Me too. Yeah.
Now, you say qualified, though, but I am qualified. I'm fully qualified. I am qualified.
You're not gonna... We're not outing you here.
No, we're not. I do hold the postgraduate certificate in education, and I got through my QTS and my what was then the NQT year, obviously now ECT, I believe.
It is, yeah.
But that's all long historically been achieved. I've got the certificates to prove it. But qualified, nonetheless, as a teacher of MFL.
I still can't believe
modern foreign languages.
I can't believe
and yet
it.
I've spent the vast majority of my career teaching maths. So we talked about subject specialism, but I am what you'd call a jack of all trades and a master of none, I believe.
Well, being a drama teacher, I've had every joke under the sun, as you can imagine. But I'd like you to know, and the listeners to know, that I am capable of teaching English and music.
Yes, I've witnessed certainly one of those.
And media studies, and I won't have people saying it's not a subject. Michael Gove.
We all love a bit of Gove, don't we?
He needs a whole episode on his own, but I think that giving it a bit too much airtime, maybe.
He could probably manage a whole series. But anyway, we're both qualified teachers. Let's come back to that. Let's come back to the script, shall we?
Yeah. Well, I haven't got a script.
You haven't got a script, and my script is one you can hear it, there it is, but I adhere to it very loosely. Anyway, we are teachers, but why are we teachers? No, I'm not. This is a rhetorical question, Ben. I'm not actually looking for an answer here. But why are we teachers? Why did we make that decision? And why, more importantly, should anybody else make that decision? Why should someone become a teacher? Now, I'm sure you have, Ben, got a fair bit to say on the matter. And obviously, as per the format, you will get more than an opportunity to talk about this later in the show.
Thank you.
But to begin, as ever, I'd like us to take a look at some source material. It is a comprehension exercise, so I will be checking for understanding.
You're not going back to that website again, are you?
A different website. I've gone to a different website this time. In fact, I've gone to what I thought when I looked it up was the old Teacher Development Agency website, the old TDA.
Oh, yeah.
Only to discover, and I'm not sure why I didn't know this, that hasn't existed for...
Yes.
Yes, absolutely yes. I mean, it's not existed in name for years. I mean, that's one of the old TDAs. What lured me into the profession. I don't know if it did for you.
I'm not sure what they did when they were in existence.
Well, they had adverts that were sort of lied about how wonderful teaching was, and people like me who were.
Oh yes, lots of students looking doe-eyed.
Yes,
sort of inspirational teachers. Wasn't it?
I mean, and that's I fell into that trap of thinking, well, I could do that.
You could inspire.
I could inspire. So it's not the TDA website. It's called now Get Into Teaching.
Yeah.
It's definitely heir apparent to the TDA. But that's where I went. I went to look at why someone should get into teaching. So, but I thought, because it has been sort of very heavily me.
Yeah, I don't like that. I'm convinced the listeners won't like it either.
Well, we're on episode 3, so potentially if someone's joining us now, they'll be refreshed to know that you're going to get an opportunity, because I think...
But they might have left us, having not liked the original.
Well, somebody new will come along. It's always fine. It's fine. If they've abandoned us this early, we didn't want them anyway, did we? So, didn't mention the postcard, of course, that's available.
No.
That's one of our running themes, is that...
that looks nice.
Yes, the postcard that I'm holding in front of you is... this week, because they've all been Reading themed so far, because that's obviously where we're based. I think as this podcast grows, and I'd like to think it will,
could go on the road.
We could go on the road, and certainly we both do occasionally go on the road. I might get some postcards from elsewhere in the country, but this one is a Reading-based postcard, and this one is a picture of the defaced Banksy on the side of the building that's still known as the prison. Reading Jail, but it's not. It's like flats or something. I don't even know what it is. I think they're turning it into flats, or it's going to. It was a prison, a working prison till recent years, in fact. But and it's where Oscar Wilde was famously incarcerated. One of Reading's great claims to fame. We locked up Oscar Wilde for a bit.
I don't know what to say to that.
Probably best to say nothing to that, actually. But anyway, that's the postcard. Banksy.
It's beautiful.
It's a good one, isn't it?
Hopefully we'll be able to really boost the sales of the Reading Museum's postcards through this.
Yeah. If we achieved that and only that, it would have been worthwhile.
Absolutely right. Absolutely.
Anyway, so to put a different spin on this, we're referring to the DFE Get Into Teaching website and why you should become a teacher. But I'd like you to read out the guidance, because I think I'd be doing it a disservice if I just did it sort of like paraphrased it. I think we need the actual
words. You want it word for word, verbatim
from the website. So I've got these 6 cards for you, and I've specially laminated them.
Oh, they're nice. We like to laminate things, don't we?
We do enjoy a bit of laminating. No, don't do as much laminating as I used to. Very much at the start of my career, laminating was a big thing, and it's an occasional treat these days.
So, point 1 from this incredible website. Are you ready?
Yes.
From day 1 as a teacher, you'll be empowered to make decisions and have an impact. Every lesson you teach or conversation you have in a school corridor has the opportunity to inspire your pupils, shape their futures and the world around them.
I'm not saying I've never inspired people. But day 1...
You've been at it about 20 years, so I mean, I would hope you've...
Day 1's a bold claim, isn't it? From day 1.
I mean, from day 1, you'd be just trying to get any ounce of credibility, won't you?
I don't think I inspired myself on day 1.
No, neither did I.
And every lesson, I don't want to be held to those standards.
Every conversation.
Every single some of them are...
what about tuck your shirt in?
It's not inspiring, is it?
Child's going to go away, guys. He's absolutely inspired.
Can I go to the toilet? No. It's not period. It's period 1. You're only allowed periods 2 and periods 4, as per the school policy. We can agree. We do make a difference, but not that much of a difference.
But there's a key word here: opportunity to inspire.
Right. Yes.
I think they might be.
Perhaps we don't seize those opportunities quite as often as we should.
I do think it's a job where you can shape people's futures, or play a big part in shaping people's futures and inspiring people. But let's be honest about it, thinking about teachers that we've had ourselves in school, or teachers that we may or may not work with now or have done in the past. The idea that more than 33 and recurring 0.3% of them are actually doing that on a
I was thinking about that
daily basis.
My own teachers and who inspired me, and I don't know if I could even remember all the teachers I had.
No, of course you couldn't.
So,
but there will be roughly speaking, a third of them that will have made a difference to you.
And I could tell you some of their names, and they did.
Yeah. And we can all think of the ones who definitely didn't.
Absolutely. But
like any job, there are lots in the middle who probably didn't really want to become a teacher, but then it's not a bad job and involved. Absolutely right.
We've gone through point 1. We've got 5 more to get through.
Okay.
If you could.
Point 2, as a teacher, you'll have the freedom and trust to use your knowledge, passion and creativity to teach curriculums in your own way. From themed learning days and engaging activities to creative wall displays, you can bring your personality and passion to the classroom from the very first day.
All again, day 1.
Day 1. There's a lot of pressure on these new entrants, aren't there?
And also, I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but are wall displays even our job? So that's incorrect, isn't it?
Again, probably would differ between primary and secondary, but even in the primary,
I don't think it's their job in primary either. They might do them.
We all have freedom to use our own knowledge. Why do you need to seek permission? What, you are free. You've got knowledge. Believe it or not, you've even brought some of it to this podcast.
Sometimes, yes.
But the idea that you would need to be told by me or anybody else, let alone the Department for Education, that you have the freedom and trust to use your knowledge and passion.
I do enjoy a themed learning day.
But
no, I don't. I mean,
I don't either. I'm sorry to say
they're not as frequent as.
No, they hardly ever happen. And I'm sorry to say, because of the pressures of the curriculum, and I'm not saying this as a drama teacher, but knowing lots of maths, English and science teachers, the creativity to teach curriculums in your own way. You're ploughing through that content, aren't you?
You do have to use skills and knowledge and try and reframe things, of course. So there's maybe an element of creativity there, but not the word I would use to describe it, no. Should we see if point 3 is any better?
Yeah, it's got to be, isn't it? Teaching provides you with a great environment to use the skills and knowledge you've developed during a degree or a previous career. You'll share your passion with your pupils and continue to learn as you teach.
Now, I'm going to be honest here. The only real passion I had when I was doing my degree was trying to find an open takeaway at 3 a.m. after a night on the Orangeaboons.
The Orangeaboons!
Remember those?
Well, it was Jägermeister was more, we'd only just moved off hooch by the time I went to university.
Valuable life skill, but not one I'd be sharing with year 9 on a Wednesday afternoon.
Well, I mean, there were lots of things that I learned and gleaned during my 4-year teacher training course that I definitely wouldn't impose upon any poor, unsuspecting student of mine.
No, I've heard your stories. They're not all appropriate for this podcast.
No, they're definitely not.
Perhaps point 4. Move on to point 4.
I think so. I think it's best glossed over. In teaching, there are lots of opportunities for progression and self-development. You can progress your career at your own pace. What does that mean? And tailor your journey to your interests and goals.
Again, I'm not sure about tailored. I think my journey's always felt a little bit more off the peg and potentially manufactured in a sweatshop. But there are opportunities for some people.
Yeah, there are opportunities for progression. I mean, I certainly progressed up the greasy pole into senior management and very, very senior management at the rate of knots without the support of any future leaders program or anything of that nature. I just went and got this job and then the next job and the next job, did an NPQH and then somehow ended up as a head teacher.
But there can't be that many opportunities. There's lots of teaching vacancies, but
there's one opportunity to be a head teacher in your school.
Right,
yes.
there's not loads of opportunities.
Plenty of backseat drivers positions available, of course.
So there's always opportunities to further your career, to take on extra responsibility, but I don't think this sort of there's not as many career opportunities as has been presented there. So that's what I mean. I have progressed in my career, and not to the heights that you've
I
hit.
went up, but then I've come back down.
Yeah, but
the same fireman's pole I was climbing up.
You're still a fairly solid senior middle leader, even with all of that going on.
What even does senior middle leader mean? Come on,
it's
contradiction in terms.
I accidentally became a Senko. Frankly, I don't know how it happened. I just sort of ended up being one, but I obviously applied for it and got it, but I don't I don't recall I don't even know why I came into teaching though. So that's let alone how I ended up being. I quite like it though. I'm all right at it, so it's fine.
Well, point 5 says, in addition to the personal rewards of teaching, there are practical benefits too. Great. Including a competitive salary starting at £32,900 or higher in London.
I think that, £32,000, it sounds appealing, almost 33,000 as a starting salary. I understand that, why that would be appealing. I think it's also a little bit slipping into the realms of fancy to call it competitive. I would say if we're defining that as competitive, then we're also agreeing that Eddie the Eagle Edwards was a competitive skier.
Yeah.
He was a skier. He did compete. He wasn't going to win, was he?
You're not going to get rich on that, are you?
No.
If, like us, you're in Berkshire or...
So it's fine. It's not a horrible salary. There are people who earn less than that, but to suggest it's competitive to other professions and other professionals, it's not as competitive as all that, I don't think.
No, the next bit I would agree with. I think the pension is pretty good.
I mean, I'm going to wait until I qualify for that because I'm not sure I'm going to live that long.
That's true.
But yes, I'd agree. It's pretty good if you get there.
Point 6 is, mercifully, it's the last point. You'll get more days of holiday than people in many other professions. In school, full-time teachers work 195 days per year. For comparison, you'd work 227 days per year on average if you worked full-time in an office.
I mean, that does sound great. 195 working days a year. I wouldn't mind a bit of that action.
Yeah, if only we'd ever had it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it
doesn't work like that.
It's just entirely untrue, isn't it? But to be fair, I do like the holidays. I did enjoy them more before I became a parent, though, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah, you just...
These days, I wouldn't mind a bit of that 227-day action, in all honesty.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, let's be honest, without over-egging it, because there are some teachers who get out the world's tiniest violin, aren't they, about this? But, I mean, yes, the holidays are reasonable, but the idea that you are spending all of that time... I mean, I'm in school a lot in the holidays, and a lot of other colleagues are in there as well, whether it's exam revision, students coming in rehearsing stuff in my case, or whatever it might happen to be. It's not true to say that you are on holiday for the whole time. Yeah. Some teachers manage it. I don't know.
They do.
How they do, but
yeah, it's false advertising. And what makes me most annoyed about that is that, as I say, sometimes I'm not entirely sure how I ended up in this profession, but I do know that I fell for rubbish like that when I first, when I first started. I remember thinking the holidays would be great, and actually the working day, because that's not written in this, but that's another thing that people sort of working days.
Oh, you finish at 3,
8:15 to 3:30.
You finish at 3. That's right, but it's also not a job where you can forget about it.
No. Well, that's it. We down tools at 5, have a chat till 6, get kicked out of the building at 6 by the psych team.
And then start some work again at home. Fire in the laptop again at home. But you do think about kids who've told you traumatic stories, or, oh my goodness, I've got to get this marking done, or this exam board deadline's coming up. And at the moment, I'm worried about the kids. They haven't learnt their lines and the examiner's coming in 2 weeks. And I'm thinking, goodness me, I don't want to be embarrassed. And I certainly don't want the kids to be embarrassed in this situation. So it's not a job that you forget about after school hours.
I mean, mine's slightly different because I'm the Special Educational Needs Coordinator, known as the SENCO, or SENDCO in some schools. But paperwork. I mean, I can't do my paperwork during the school day, but I do have a lot of paperwork to do, so I end up doing that during the evenings and holidays. It's fine, at the end of the day, it is the job, and lots of people have jobs where they require them to put that. So I'm not complaining about it, but it's just this is a lie, isn't it? That 195 days is just absolutely untrue. And I worked in an office before I became a teacher. I spent quite a few different office jobs, and that's
not all it's cracked up to be, is it?
It's not. It's fun, but I did enjoy it. I enjoyed elements of it because I enjoyed the fact that exactly what we've said. When the working day finished, it was over.
I mean, there are lots of cases to be a teacher. I mean, that it is true, I suppose, with the holidays, that power of summer. I
mean, summer is brilliant.
Is good. I mean, some people say teachers are underpaid. I mean, I say we're just on a 10-month subscription plan with a 2-month free trial of actual happiness.
Oh, nice.
Every summer. I suppose some people...
2 months is generous. I mean, it's a month and a half.
Okay, yeah. Okay. I mean, one thing that people don't think about with teaching is that you have to have that sort of professional teacher's bladder.
Yes, that is true. You can't just go...
You can't just go to the toilet.
No.
I've sometimes wanted to go for a number 1, at, I don't know, 10:10 in the morning, and I'm still thinking about it at 5 to 3 in the afternoon. Well, I can't go yet. I'm waiting for the bell.
And if you do get an opportunity to go, try and find a staff toilet that's not in use.
Absolutely. Oh, my goodness. It doesn't even bear thinking about.
So, having read that and having gone through that, would you like to be a teacher, Ben?
Well, I don't have children. You do.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I would dissuade a child of mine, if I had one, from teaching, because I think there's many parts of it, as we've covered today, in all seriousness, that are great and you wouldn't get in any other job. However, if I was trying to think about their futures, I would ultimately be saying, IT, financial services, medicine. But Dad, I want to be a teacher. Yeah, but have you thought about cyber security? I probably would be going down that avenue, and so I wouldn't dissuade them, but I also don't. It depends what you want, doesn't it?
I mean, I think what I'd say is that I am one, and it's with that perspective. Yeah, I am one. I'm at a stage in my career where I wouldn't really know what else to do, and
you're institutionalised.
I'm fairly institutionalised. Have I loved every second of the journey? Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. I agree with you.
Have I hated every second of the... No, equally. There's been bits I've enjoyed, there's been bits I haven't enjoyed. I imagine that's true of many careers. I don't hate it. Quite like some bits of it. I'd probably, at this point in my career, carry on doing it. If I knew what I know now, then I might not, though, is the sort of... I might not go into it.
I mean, it's a horrendous cliche to finish on, but it can be the best job in the world, literally, when you get those moments where people do get inspired and want to go off and do, your subject at university, or they tell you your lesson is the favourite lesson, or their parents tell you, as happened in the car park when we were walking past somebody the other day, which is very nice. They are great things that you can't get in any other job, but it can also be the most god-awful. If you're feeling ill, you're feeling sorry for yourself, do anything other than teaching that day, I would suggest. Yeah,
I mean, I would definitely say the bits that people think you wouldn't like, non-teachers, people who don't work in schools. I don't know how you put up with those teenagers every day. They've completely misunderstood. The teenagers are by far the easiest bit of the job.
Absolutely.
I don't mind the teenagers.
Absolutely.
I understand them.
Yeah.
And if they're rude to me, I sort of think, well, they're a teenager. That's sort of like... That's what I'm there for, to help them not be rude to me.
The subject of another podcast,
possibly, there's lots of other bits of it, which are, again, probably the topics of other podcasts that I would say we could do without that, and that would make it a lot easier.
Yeah.
Almost everything else. Yeah. Would I do it again? I think I might not, but I don't hate it. It would be nice to sit here and say I love it.
Yeah.
I don't think that would be...
And I don't think a lot of our listeners would...
I don't think they would believe me.
Entirely believe you.
No, I think they'd be right not to. Don't hate it. It's fine. And it does just about pay the mortgage.
Inspiring words to finish on, I think. I was hoping we would end this on an upbeat note, but you've gone down another cul-de-sac.
I'm sorry, I've done that. What would your upbeat finish be then?
Well, I did it, and then you did that.
I know, I've brought you down. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, at the end of the day, it's get into teaching. Blame them.
I think it is genuinely, on the best days of the year, the best job you can have. And I say that without sniggering, making a funny expression, or throwing up in a bag.
And I'm sat opposite you right now. And that does seem to be sincere, what you've said there.
Yeah, and I'm not always known for that.
You're rarely known for that. So,
let's not go that far.
People who know you are listening to that might think there's a little bit of sarcasm there. I can say, as someone in the room, you meant those words.
I did.
And I'm inspired by those words.
Let's let everybody have a cup of tea, and we'll see them next time, eh? Well, we won't see them, will we?
We won't see them. That's not.
They'll hear us.
And even if we had a video, even if they could see us, which they can't, we wouldn't see them, would we?
Well, maybe in the future.
Perhaps.
And then they'll be really disappointed.
I think it's time we take a step back from this, go and enjoy our competitive salaries, do something that's inspiring.
And demonstrate our passion.
Absolutely. I'm not sure how much passion I've got left at this stage, but enough, I think.
Yeah.
Enough to commit to doing this again next week.
I'll see you there.
I'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.